These stocks will destroy your account, and if you are a beginner, then you need to avoid them for sure. And I would also argue most traders need to avoid them, but especially beginner traders. Those people are there to just getting started, and you look in the mirror and say, yeah, I'm not a consistent trader. I make money, I lose money, I make it again, I lose some. So you're back and forth, and that's okay. That's where everybody's journey starts. So there's nothing wrong with that per se, but it is a situation which I would argue you need to avoid these types of stocks. I know they're glamorous. I know that the calculator can give you some very big results in terms of, wow, I can make a lot, but you've got to stay away from them for two reasons. So let's take a look at an example and just set up the structure here of what's going on, and then bring in a situation from that's more of a mental, more of a psychology issue that the vast majority of traders suffer from. Even me, I still struggle with. I think most traders, it's always an ongoing struggle. You do get better with it, sure, but definitely beginner phase, it's very hard to actually kind of wrap your mind around and control. But let's first, like I said, set up the structure. So what we're looking at here is called a level 2, and I don't want to get too far into the weeds, but just to set up the structure here, if you were want to buy this stock, and you would want to buy it right this very second, the price you would pay is right there at $32.49. Now at this exact moment in time, if you all of a sudden decided something's changed, something's wrong, but fill in the blank, for whatever reason you now want to sell, the best you could do to sell right now this second would be $31.09. Now this is known as the bid and the offer, but what's key here is, do you notice the problem? Well, if you bought at $32.49 and then for whatever reason you have to sell, and you have to sell at $31.09, well, that is what's known as the spread. And in this situation, the spread is a problem. And why is that the case? Well, because that's a $1.40 difference. In other words, you would automatically, immediately, because of the spread being very wide, you would lose $1.40 per share right away. So that is a huge spread. I mean, think about that. You buy at one price, and then for whatever reason, you got to just sell. You're losing $1.40 per share. That is a huge amount. And the problem here is that in this situation, so let me ask you a question quick. Let's see how well do you understand this. How far does the price need to move in order for you to, at best, be break even? Well, if you're saying, well, $1.40, because if you buy at a certain price and there's a $1.40 difference, well, it's got to move $1.40 in your favor just to simply be at a break even standpoint. That's a crazy situation. To be fair, stocks with big spreads like this, they can move very quickly in your favor. But when you stop and think about it, that at the start of the trade, you are putting yourself in a $1.40 hole, potentially even bigger, depending on how big the spread. I mean, you have a lot of things leveraged against you. And here's the problem is that, yeah, these stocks can work and they can, work out very nicely. But going back to now the psychology of things, as beginners, and many traders beyond beginner stage, they suffer with this. And I'll ask you, have you ever sold a stock too soon and then held it too long, right? Have you been there? Oh, good. I'm making money. Okay, sell. Yes, made money. Or, okay, I'm losing money, but okay, let me just wait a little bit while longer. Okay, I'm losing even more money, but it'll come back. And then you have a really bad trade, right? So I get it. There's exceptions to every rule, but generally speaking, traders tend to sell too soon. They take their gains too soon, and then they hold their losses, they hold their losers way too long. And you bring that into one of these stocks where, sure, I'm not saying you're automatically going to lose money, but if the general principle is selling too soon, well then yeah, one of these stocks that goes in your favor, okay, you're going to be happy, you're going to sell too soon. But one of these that goes against you and you hold too long because of the spread and because you start so far deep into the hole to begin with, those losses will destroy your account. They will, I'm not going to say bring your account to zero, but they will destroy it in wiping out weeks, days, maybe even months worth of gains because of that spread and because of how fast they can move, which goes in the final point, which is the final point of selling too soon, holding too long, is because these things can move so quick because of that spread, the possibility of you freeze and panic, right? The deer in the headlights type thing. It's a very, very real, and I would probably go as far as to say it's more likely to happen than not where you just buckle under the pressure because all of a sudden, because of the spread and you're already down in the hole gets that much bigger, that much quicker, and you just freeze. And then that hole gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And maybe you've never traded one of these. Maybe you've never been in these situations. I have. Are you watching? Have you ever been in one of these situations? Let me know that in the comment section. But it's a very, very dangerous spot to be in, which is why at the core, if you're a beginner, if you're just getting started, especially if you're somebody that's struggling with, I always tend to sell too soon and then I hold too long onto those losers, then you've got to stay out of these, because if you keep playing these, then yeah, you can have some winners, but when those losses do show up, for all the reasons we just talked about, it's going to really probably destroy all those gains that you made anyways, plus some, if not even just completely blow up your account, because of the nature of how big these spreads can be and how fast they can move. So keep that in mind. If you're experienced and you can manage your emotions very well, and I'm not saying these stocks can't be traded well, so that's not my claim. But my claim is that beginners, just stay away. And even if you're not a beginner, but if you still struggle with that, selling too soon, selling too quick, but then holding too long, also stay away if you're in that sort of situation and you're still trying to work through those psychological hurdles that you have within your trading. So I hope this helps. Always be paying attention to that spread. And if it's too big, yeah, you know what? Just stay away. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.